Well, folks, gather round for a story that's less hallowed halls of academia and more Homeland Security horror show. It seems the U.S. Department of Homeland Security, under the ever-watchful eye of the Trump administration, decided to drop a rather large bomb on Harvard University. On May 23, 2025, they yanked Harvard's Student and Exchange Visitor Program, or SEVP, certification. Now, for those not fluent in bureaucratic acronyms, SEVP certification is basically the golden ticket that allows a university to enroll foreign students. Without it, Harvard is, in international student terms, up a creek without a paddle. A very expensive paddle at that, considering its tuition fees. This isn't just a minor hiccup, it's a full-blown institutional crisis unfolding right before our eyes. This revocation is a massive blow, and its impact is immediate and severe. Think of it like this. Harvard, a global beacon for education, suddenly has a no vacancy sign for international students, slapped on its door by the government. This isn't about a leaky faucet in a dorm. It's about the very ability of the university to participate in the global exchange of knowledge and talent. The SEVP system is crucial. It's how the U.S. government tracks international students and ensures they maintain their legal visa status. Losing this certification means Harvard is effectively locked out of the system, unable to process the necessary paperwork for these students. The direct consequence of this dramatic move is that Harvard University is now barred from enrolling any new foreign students. Imagine all those bright minds from around the world who had their acceptance letters, their dreams packed, and their flights booked. Suddenly, their plans are in tatters. The university, known for attracting top talent globally, faces an unprecedented challenge. This isn't just an administrative headache, it's a fundamental threat to its international character and its mission to foster a diverse academic community. The ripple effects of this decision will be felt far beyond the university's Cambridge campus, sending shivers down the spines of educational institutions across the country. But what about the students already there, the ones who have already navigated the complex visa processes, paid their fees, and settled into their studies? Well, nearly 6,800 existing international students at Harvard are now caught in this bureaucratic crossfire. Their academic pursuits, their personal lives, and their futures in the United States have been thrown into complete chaos. They are required to find another SEVP-certified institution to transfer to, or they risk losing their legal status. Yes, you heard that right. Pack your bags, find a new university, or face deportation. It's a cruel and abrupt disruption to thousands of lives. Within that larger group of nearly 7,000 international students facing this nightmare, there's a significant cohort from India. We're talking about almost 800 Indian students whose American dream, pursued through one of the world's most prestigious universities, has just hit a massive, government-shaped pothole. These aren't just numbers. These are individuals who have invested immense hope, effort, and often substantial financial resources to study at Harvard. For many Indian families, sending a child to Harvard is the culmination of generations of aspiration, a testament to hard work and sacrifice. Now that dream is teetering on the brink of collapse due to a decision made miles away in Washington, D.C. The situation is particularly acute because most of these Indian students are enrolled in graduate or doctoral programs. These aren't freshmen just starting their academic journey. Many are deeply involved in specialized research, working closely with faculty on groundbreaking projects. Transferring to another institution isn't as simple as changing your t-shirt. Finding a comparable program, with similar research opportunities and supervisory expertise at such short notice is a monumental task. The disruption to their studies, their research timelines, and their career prospects is simply devastating. It's like being told mid-marathon that the finish line has been moved to another city, and you have to find your own way there, immediately. The pressure these students are under is immense. They are essentially given an ultimatum: find a new SEVP-certified university and do it fast, or their legal status in the US evaporates, leading to the very real threat of deportation. This isn't just an academic challenge, it's a race against time with incredibly high stakes. Imagine the frantic calls back home, the desperate search for alternative institutions, all while trying to process the shock and uncertainty of their situation. The emotional toll of this sudden crisis, the fear of being forced to leave a country where they've built a temporary life, cannot be overstated. It's a bureaucratic nightmare playing out in real time for hundreds of young scholars. Beyond the immediate logistical nightmare, Consider the profound personal and financial implications for these 800 Indian students and their families. Many have likely taken out significant loans to fund their Harvard education. What happens to that investment if they are forced to leave or transfer to a less suitable program? The dreams of academic achievement and future opportunities are suddenly overshadowed by anxiety, uncertainty, and the potential for financial ruin. This decision doesn't just affect the students, it sends a shockwave through their families and communities who have supported their journey. The cultural shock of this predicament, for students who came seeking knowledge and a welcoming environment, must be incredibly jarring. So why this sudden, drastic action against one of the world's most renowned universities? According to Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem, the termination was ordered because Harvard allegedly failed to maintain a safe campus environment. The accusations are quite something. A failure to manage anti-American protests, and rather alarmingly, alleged Jewish violence on campus. These are serious charges, and the DHS, under the Trump administration, seems to be taking a very firm, if not punitive, stance. This move also follows the DHS's termination of $2.7 million in grants for Harvard just last month, in April 2025, suggesting a pattern of escalating pressure on the institution. This decision doesn't exist in a vacuum. It's impossible to ignore the broader political context of the Trump administration, which has often adopted a hardline stance on immigration, and has at times been critical of academic institutions perceived as liberal strongholds. The rhetoric surrounding campus protests and university governance has become increasingly polarized. One might wonder if this action against Harvard is purely about safety and compliance, or if it's also a politically motivated move designed to send a message to other universities. The use of such a blunt instrument revoking SEVP certification certainly feels like a significant escalation in the ongoing culture wars. Harvard hasn't been left entirely without a lifeline, albeit a very short one. The DHS has given the university a scant 72-hour ultimatum to comply with 6 stringent conditions to potentially reinstate its access to SEVIS. SEVIS, the Student and Exchange Visitor Information System, is vital for tracking international students and managing their visa status. Meeting these conditions is Harvard's only path to resuming the enrollment of foreign students and salvaging the situation for its current international student body. 72 hours is an incredibly tight deadline to address demands that appear to be extraordinarily comprehensive and, some might argue, intrusive. And what are these conditions? They are remarkably broad. Harvard must submit records of any illegal, dangerous, or violent activity by non-immigrant students over the last 5 years, including off-campus incidents and electronic records. They also need to provide records of threats, deprivation of rights, all disciplinary records of non-immigrant students, and get this, audio or video footage of any protest activity involving a non-immigrant student on campus in the last 5 years. This level of demand for information, particularly surveillance footage of protests, raises significant questions about privacy, due process, and the potential chilling effect on free speech on campus. It's a data dragnet of epic proportions. The immediate challenge for the nearly 6,800 international students, including the 800 from India, is a frantic scramble. They are now tasked with the Herculean effort of finding new SEVP-certified institutions willing and able to accept them, often mid-program. This involves not just identifying suitable universities but also navigating complex transfer credit policies, securing new admission offers, and obtaining updated visa documentation, all under immense time pressure. For students in highly specialized graduate or doctoral programs, finding an equivalent academic environment with available slots and appropriate research supervision is like searching for a needle in a haystack, a very large, very panicked haystack. The difficulty of this enforced transfer process cannot be understated. Many of these students chose Harvard for specific programs, renowned faculty, or unique research opportunities that may not be easily replicated elsewhere. The disruption to their academic progress is a given, but there's also the emotional and psychological toll of being uprooted so abruptly. Imagine having your carefully laid plans, your academic trajectory, and your personal life thrown into such disarray through no fault of your own. The support systems they've built, the communities they've become part of, all are threatened by this sudden upheaval. This is a crisis that tests resilience in the most unfair ways. Beyond the students, Harvard University itself faces a monumental task. Complying with the DHS's 6 conditions within a 72-hour window seems almost impossible, given the scope and nature of the demands. Even if they manage some form of compliance, the damage to Harvard's reputation as a welcoming place for global talent could be substantial and long-lasting. Future international students might think twice before applying, fearing similar instability or governmental overreach. This incident could tarnish the university's image on the global stage, impacting its ability to attract the world's brightest minds, a critical component of its academic excellence and global standing. Ultimately, this situation extends far beyond Harvard Yard. It sends a chilling message to international students and academic institutions across the United States. The decision to use SEVP certification as a tool for what appears to be punitive action raises serious concerns about the politicization of international education. Will the U.S. continue to be seen as a premier and stable destination for students from around the globe if such drastic measures can be implemented so swiftly? This crisis serves as a stark reminder of the precarious position of international students and the potent influence of political agendas on academic life, potentially reshaping the landscape of international education for years to come.